many awful meetings do you sit in a week? Well, I'm going to try to mix some things up this week with my first core leadership team meeting, and we're going to see how that goes. I have a really big meeting tomorrow, and I'm meeting with my team for the first time tomorrow to develop our strategy and think about the new year to come. We're a fiscal year company. It started July 1. And so I've been studying what is the best way to run a meeting. Flying to San Francisco, 6 hours on the plane there. I think it's like 5.5 hours back. I'm doing a domestic red eye. I never do a domestic red eye. Holy cow, it's a long way from Washington, D.C. to San Francisco. The first important thing on how to run a meeting is creating a robust agenda. What's as important as creating a robust agenda is sticking to it. And we did a pretty good job sticking with the agenda. It sometimes requires the leader of the meeting to interrupt, to guide, to kind of pacing is really, really important. Well, you know what's also important? Me getting some sleep. So here it is. If you want to have the most productive interactive meeting where you're getting the absolute most out of each of the participants, then you have to keep the number small. My meeting yesterday was 6 people. It was incredibly interactive. People felt comfortable being able to share their views and opinions. So you really need to think about the participants. All right, so I finished my meetings, leaving the San Francisco office, heading to the airport. It's about 5 o'clock. I think I got an 8:30 flight. I land in Washington, D.C. at 5:30 in the morning. This is gonna be ugly. I think it's a 5-hour flight. Land at 5:30. Let's get on this flight and see what kind of room we have to sleep on the dreaded domestic red eye. All right, way more space than I anticipated. Whew, could be worse. My way home, I'm gonna sleep for a couple hours, head to the office. I'm gonna sleep for like 2 hours and then so this is the room where it happened. Next important meeting tip, make sure when you're running a meeting that you don't let the big personalities and the big talkers dominate or monopolize the conversation. Some of the quieter, more introverted people have the most to share. And sometimes you just need to ask them. Sometimes as the meeting is going on, you need to look around the table to see if somebody's trying to speak up and can't get a word in. Ask those people to speak up. And even if there's somebody who's not participating very actively, bring them into the conversation. The whole reason you have a meeting with a limited number of people, everybody at that meeting has a purpose there. And it's important to make sure that you get whatever you need to out of all of those people at the meeting. Another couple important tips for a good meeting. Have somebody there to document the meeting. I like to bring somebody who can use it as a learning experience by watching how leaders perform during a meeting. So what I'm doing now is going through the meeting notes, and the final and absolute most important thing for a good meeting is follow-up, right? It's one thing to talk, it's something else to do. Go through the meeting notes, identify tasks, I make people responsible for those tasks, and get stuff done. Thanks for tuning in. Mash that like button, subscribe on YouTube, and we'll see you next week on another exciting edition of the Doug McConey Vlog.